everybody, so welcome back to another video. It's a little bit chilly in here, I haven't been in here yet today, so just got the heating on for a minute, get myself set up, and then what we're going to talk about in today's video is one of the most important things when it comes to your diet and how to make your diet considerably easier by doing this one thing, okay? If you just do this one thing, it's going to make your diet so much easier and you're so much more likely to get some good results. And it's just one thing. But the problem is a lot of people just don't do this one thing. They want to do they feel like it needs to be more complicated than just this simple one thing. And if you focus on this, then I'm telling you now that the whole dieting journey and process is going to be so much easier and so much smoother, just like my silky smooth hair. Just getting the old placement ready for the video. So today we've had to go for, we got lots of colours going on today. Luminous shoes, funky sock number 2. It's really annoying because these are two of my favourite socks and I love my socks, but the problem is I can't find the matching pair to either of them, so I thought I'll just combine the two together. That's like the ultimate, that's like fulfilling all of my happiness there. My two favourite pairs of funky socks, wearing them together. Although I would like to find the opposite and matching pairs. Anyway, let's get on with this video. Right, okay, let's roll with it. Let's do this video. Let's finally get round to doing this video. Okay, so the number one thing that you need to do with your diet, okay, that's going to increase your chances of losing weight, it's just going to make your overall diet better, and it's going to make sticking to your diet so much easier, and it's just simple, okay? There's nothing groundbreaking about this, and it is you need to increase the amount of protein you are consuming per day. You need to focus. You need to focus on how much protein you're consuming. You know, calories and everything is important, okay? If your goal is to lose weight, you need to be in a calorie deficit. If your goal is to maintain weight, you need to be in at calorie maintenance. And if you want to gain weight, you need to be in a calorie surplus, okay? So calories are incredibly important. But sometimes focusing incredibly on calories, you know, calories in, calories out, can be a bit daunting, can be a bit demoralizing, can be hard to stick to, can feel like you're kind of fighting a battle, and can sometimes make you feel too overly restricted or kind of get you a bit too obsessed with your diet. So what we want to do is just make dieting a lot more of an enjoyable process, a lot easier to stick to, and something where you can make those changes a more permanent thing, okay? Because ultimately, if you want to lose weight, then something with your diet needs to change. Areas of your lifestyle and your habits, they need to change. Now, if you want to get to a particular weight and you want to maintain that weight, then those changes have to stick around. It's got to be a lifestyle change, okay? So by implementing something, so I'm not saying to you, take this out of your diet, take that out of your diet, take that out of your diet. I'm just saying to you, let's focus on how much protein you are consuming per day, and let's increase that, and let's just focus on that one thing, and it's just going to make everything seem a lot easier. Now, why? Why do we want to focus on protein? Okay, protein is incredibly important for building muscle, maintaining lean muscle mass when you are dieting and when you're exercising, which generally you want to do. You want to build and you want to maintain those things when you're going on a diet, okay? So eating enough protein is important for that. The other thing with protein is as well, is it also has a thermic effect on your metabolism. So it takes a lot of energy and everything to break down protein, so therefore your body's going to use more energy while doing it. The other thing as well is it's going to keep you feeling a lot fuller. Okay, it's going to keep you feeling fuller for longer. So that's why focusing on this in your diet can have such a significant impact on your results without you necessarily thinking, I'm trying to avoid this, I'm trying to avoid that, I'm cutting out this, which can be a very negative approach to dieting and can often lead to you failing at that diet attempt. So what we're trying to do is reinforce and bring in something more positive, and that's focusing on how much protein you're consuming. So where do you start? Okay, you want to set a protein target, a goal, something to look towards and to aim for. And again, you can use something like MyFitnessPal to track that protein, keep an eye on the exact numbers, or you can just get used to reading food labels and getting used to things. Okay, 100 grams of this contains 10 grams of protein. Okay, I'm roughly having 300 grams of it, so I'm going to be having about 30 grams of protein in that meal or snack. Okay, and just gradually getting used to looking, reading, being more aware, getting to know what you're eating and how much and the quantities. It's about learning. And then what happens over time, the majority of us kind of eat the same things each day, so you're going to know, oh, I know that 300 grams of that is 30 grams of protein, and I normally have about 300 grams serving. So that's 30 grams for today. I know that that contains that, okay, I've eaten that, and and you just gradually get more used to it, and over time, and you build these things into your habits. All of us kind of have an eating pattern and a habit where the majority of the days we eat the same things, we do the same things. So once you build the right habits, it's very easy to stick to this. So goal-wise, you want to try and aim for roughly 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, roughly, okay? So let's say you're 100 pounds, you want to aim for 100 grams of protein, okay? 150 pounds, 150 grams of protein. And it's like a ballpark of trying to get there. So if that is your weight, if you're 150 pounds, you're aiming for 150 grams of protein, I'll always say to my clients, look, 150 grams, but we're going to kind of aim for between 120 and 150. There's like a range there. Okay, I'm not expecting you to hit 150 every day, and it also doesn't matter if you eat 200 one day or like you go over that, it doesn't matter. What matters more is excessively under eating that. Like if your goal is 150 grams and today you've only had 30 grams of protein all day, I can pretty much guarantee you that on that day where your protein was lower, you probably consumed a lot more calories in general, for the reasons that we said before. Protein keeps you full, it has like a thermic effect on the body. Therefore, on days when you don't consume much protein, you're probably going to consume a lot more calories. So how can we get more protein in our diet? Okay, I'm not talking necessarily about that you have to have a chicken breast for breakfast, lunch and dinner. Okay, there's many things out there that contain protein. But what we want to try and make sure that we do is we make it very easy for ourselves to consume enough. So some of the things that I would do and that I recommend that clients do and I recommend that you do. So batch cooking, okay? Quite simple, quite an easy thing to do. It also helps with being more in control of your food, having things planned and the consistency of your overall diet. Rather than kind of leaving things to chance on that particular day. I don't know, you haven't organised dinner for that day, you ended up having to stay later at work, you then caught in traffic on the way home, you're now stressed out, you've still got to stop off and pick up dinner, and you end up, grabbing something quick that maybe doesn't really tie in with your goals. And while you're grabbing that something quick to cook at home, you also probably picked up a little something to eat whilst to keep yourself ticking over. And that kind of approach, probably the majority of the time, doesn't add up to sticking in line with your goals. So batch cooking is an easy way to solve that problem. Now, it does mean that you're going to kind of have to try and carve out some time one day to set aside maybe an hour or two to just do a little bit of preparation. And that, obvious days are maybe at the weekend or when you've got a day off. And reality is it doesn't take that long if the things kind of have minimal preparation, so you can batch cook whole meals like things like shepherd's pies and stuff like that, for you and the whole of the family, so it just makes things a lot easier. Or simply marinating chicken and batch cooking a load of chicken breasts, okay, or some chicken thighs. Personally, I prefer chicken thighs. I just think they just cook nicer, they're more succulent, and they also like reheat nicer and everything, I find. So that's one simple way. Okay, one simple thing you can do, batch cooking your protein in advance. So when it comes to lunchtime, I don't know if you're working from home nowadays, you can go into the kitchen, grab out a couple of those chicken thighs, stick them on a plate, warm them up, and then stick a nice salad with it, and there you go. Just in that one meal, you've probably done 50 grams of protein, okay? And it was simple, you were prepared with it, and there's one way. So around your main meals, so one rule I'll always say is try and make sure that every main meal of the day has some form of protein, and then you want a few snacks in between those which also contain protein. Breakfast, what's your protein? Snack in between breakfast and lunch, what's a protein snack you're going to have? Lunchtime, where's the protein coming from within that lunch? In between dinner and lunch, another protein snack. Dinner time, where's the protein coming from within that meal? The majority of people, it's going to probably be some form of meat. Lunchtime and breakfast are probably the two meals of the day where people don't hit that target because of their choices. You might just have a bowl of porridge in the morning, a couple of slices of toast. There's not any protein really within that meal, or nothing substantial enough to do what we're wanting to achieve. Then you've got things like dairy products, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, Baby Bells. All of these are great ways of increasing the amount of protein you consume per day. I mean, a bowl of Greek yogurt could easily be 30 or 40 grams of protein for as little as a couple of hundred calories, which is great. And it works well as a snack, it works well as maybe a breakfast, it works well as maybe a dessert. You know, you can add a little bit of honey in there, some berries, different things like that. You can even add a little bit of chocolate into it if you wanted to. Another great way of creating a nice dessert and a really high protein snack is Greek yogurt, scoop of chocolate whey protein. Mix it all up and it comes kind of like a chocolate sundae type of thing, but has got like 50 grams or so of protein in there, maybe more. So an awesome evening snack, or just snack throughout the day if maybe you have a bit of a sweet tooth. So dairy products, great way. So always have those things in the house, in the fridge. Things like protein yogurts. So now in the supermarkets you can get things by a company called Arla. Protein yogurt, things like that are a great way. So it might be breakfast, you might have had a couple of slices of toast, throw a protein yogurt with it. Now all of a sudden that's a much more well-rounded meal, and it's going to see you through until your next meal a lot better than just the toast alone. You know, protein yogurt, a couple of slices of toast, and I'd throw a piece of fruit with that as well, an apple or something like that. Well-rounded breakfast. Protein shakes are another great way of just easily getting in protein throughout the day. Now, maybe have a protein shake between each main meal of the day. It's just one simple way of tying over your appetite and increasing that protein consumption throughout the day. And they're pretty cheap as protein sources go. You can buy a big bag of protein for pretty much tuppence and it will last what seems like forever. Things like beef jerky, biltong, you know, if you can get any decent stuff anywhere near where you live, near where we are, there's a really great biltong, I don't know if it's biltong, so like if I've butchered that, I'm sorry, no like pun intended there either. And, but they're another great snack. One, because, you know, it's something that, again, you can kind of, it tends to be pretty low calorie, and high in protein, but it's something you can kind of graze on and takes a little while to consume. So it's just a really good bang for your buck kind of snack. And if you find a really good place that does it, like the place near where I live, they do all different flavors as well. And they do, like, you know, it's just good. It's just a great snack. You can do things like pre-boil eggs. So you could buy some eggs at the beginning of the week, a big 12 pack of eggs or however many they come in, and you can literally boil them all on Monday morning. Boil the whole lot, stick them back in the box, stick them in the fridge. Great go-to snack when you're feeling a bit peckish and you don't want to go in the kind of crisps and chocolate snack cupboard. Go grab a couple of boiled eggs. Again, I think a boiled egg has got, like, I want to say between 6 and 10 grams of protein per egg, something like that, and not necessarily that calorific. So it's a great high protein snack, which is going to tie you over appetite wise a lot better than going for a packet of crisps. You know what it's like, you grab a packet of crisps, you can go back and grab another packet, another packet, another packet, but with something like the eggs or something that contains a decent amount of protein, it's gonna leave you satisfied and you're not gonna wanna go back and have more snack. Another one is like tinned fish is another great snack. Now, not everybody likes fish. I personally only like tinned tuna. I don't like tinned salmon or sardines, but if you do, tinned mackerel, stuff like that, if you do, they're a great way, again, of getting more protein in, generally pretty cheap, very convenient. You know, you can just stick it in a bowl, add a bit of something to it to give it a little bit more flavour, throw it on top of a salad, whatever you want to do. But a tin of tuna is like 120 calories or something, and then I'm pretty sure there's like 25 to 30 grams of protein in a tin of tuna. So again, a good bang for your buck in terms of protein, calorie wise, and it's like good healthy food. So like what you'll notice is the majority of those as well, they're minimally I'm not protesting about anything apart from the fact that you need to consume more protein. Minimally processed foods, okay? Majority of them are minimally processed foods. So it's generally just going to be a healthier, more well-rounded diet. So what you need to do, the one thing you need to do with your diet to make it better, to make it easier to stick to, and to increase your chances of losing weight, maintaining a weight you're happy with, and just generally getting the results you want, is increase the amount of protein you are consuming. And I've just explained to you how you can do that, why you should do that, and just generally, I guarantee you that dieting will be easier. You'll find sticking to it easier, you'll get results, and it's just a positive way of focusing on your diet and making a positive change, rather than saying avoid this, avoid that, don't touch this, don't touch that. We're saying incorporate more of this, focus a little bit more on this. Anyway guys, thanks for tuning in to another video. If you did like the video, give it a thumbs up, share it with somebody who needs to see this, somebody who's just starting on their diet, someone who needs a little bit more help. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I would massively appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next video.